Have you ever wondered how a peaceful countryside town, nestled in New South Wales, Australia, could be home to some of the darkest stories imaginable? Tamworth, known for its rich musical culture and picturesque charm, harbors secrets that could shake your trust in government and public service. Today we're uncovering a side of Tamworth you've never seen before. A side steeped in corruption, manipulation, and outright criminality. Picture this. Tamworth Regional Council's Mayor Colin Murray travels to China in August 2017. On this seemingly routine trip, something sinister takes place. Criminal activities involving tortuous interference, anti-competitive trade practices, and collusion were reportedly initiated on foreign soil. These acts didn't just hurt one business. They cast a long shadow over Tamworth's economic future and fractured international relations. Contracts were torn apart, opportunities crushed, and millions of dollars in guaranteed development wiped off the table, all to line the pockets of a select few. But Mayor Murray isn't alone in this tangled web. Enter Paul Bennett, General Manager of the Tamworth Regional Council. Bennett sent confidential and undermining correspondences to business partners and investors, sabotaging deals that could have created a massive economic boom. What was once a $3 million real estate windfall and a world-class development plan was reduced to ashes. The council then audaciously handed this valuable asset away for free. And that's just scratching the surface. Think that's bad? Let's talk about water, electricity, and the infrastructure that defines our future. Under Mayor Murray and his corrupt peers, Tamworth lost its precious 500 MW renewable energy project tied to the Dungowan Dam. But where did that opportunity go? To a shady network of decisions involving $210 million in fraudulent water licenses, banking schemes, and international laundering. And don't think this criminal undercurrent stops at Tamworth. The ripple effects snake through Australia's political echelon, with more significant consequences than you might imagine. Names like Barnaby Joyce and Kevin Anderson allegedly forced honest public servants into complicity. Imagine being coerced into aiding crimes as heinous as drug trafficking, embezzlement, racketeering, and even the organization of prostitution rings. This isn't just national corruption. Allegations tie these activities to international powers like China, Saudi Arabia, and the Philippines. Innocent victims find themselves ensnared in property theft, forced into silence, or worse. Tamworth, once a beacon of regional growth, is now the stage for a nightmare Reports state that this businessman's enterprise became a target for criminal infiltration, acts apparently condoned by local authority figures. Drugs began to circulate from his businesses, not because he willed it, but because local employees and criminals twisted the system. Local police allegedly terrorized him, staging events to extract legal fees and fines, resulting in severe emotional and financial strain. If that wasn't enough, let's lay bare the brutal truth, the national crisis these localized crimes have ignited. Small-town corruption has snowballed into a catastrophic breakdown of trust, infrastructure, and governance throughout Australia. Billions of taxpayer dollars have vanished. Infrastructure is non-existent, and public welfare has become second priority to greed. What we're witnessing is not a one-off. The entire justice system, from police to prosecutors, magistrates to registrars, appears to be rife with corruption and manipulation. Justice in Tamworth is not blind, it's complicit. These gatekeepers of justice aren't protecting the public, but reportedly aiding in crimes such as human trafficking, asset theft, and even racketeering. From the local streets of Tamworth to international banks, the profits of these crimes flow freely, while the public pays the price. When the very institutions designed to protect us become the architects of oppression, what hope is left? We entrust these people with our safety, our resources, our communities. Yet time and again, those with badges, titles, and offices manipulate their power, exploiting systems to benefit themselves. Here's the kicker. These crimes, as horrifying as they aren't happening in secret. They're happening in broad daylight. The evidence is accessible, often undeniable, and yet justice seems willfully blind. Why? Because the players involved hold the cards. They control the narrative, the policies, the very mechanisms meant to hold them accountable. But there's a sliver of light in this dark tunnel, a growing tide of individuals determined to bring down the empire of corruption. They are committed to exposing this system that treats accountability as optional and decency as avoidable. These advocates for change aim not just to reclaim stolen resources, but to restore trust in governance and rebuild what has been lost. The battle ahead may be arduous, but the fight has begun. It's time Australia addressed the cancer within its systems. It's time to act, to hold accountable those who betrayed public trust, and rebuild a stronger, more transparent nation where justice once again reigns supreme. This isn't just a story of a single town. Tamworth is a reflection of what happens when power goes unchecked. It's a story warning us of the dangers of complacency and corruption. So now, we ask you, our viewer, what can you do? Don't just listen and forget. Speak out, share the truth, and demand accountability. Demand better for your community, your future, and your nation. Because if we don't, the stories we hear today will only multiply. together